And when you talk about not only great racing service, but all the accommodations for the fans, this is a place to watch a race.
This is a really nice place. You can see that Mr. Lucas has done a great job. You see how wet the track is right now, and Al Drew's in the front row. Kent Brasho had a great season last year, both of them. And you can see Forrest Lucas work their tails off to even get this track raceable. Look at the mud they got right now.
Well, and that's just it. It's who's going to be able to handle the mud. And again, part of it, Brendan, you as a veteran of this type of racing, know you never know what the conditions are going to be. You've got to be able to adapt on the fly.
Well, and everybody knows that ever watched me race in the off-road that I hated the mud. I sucked when it was muddy days. A day like this was the day that I was going to be miserable and not looking great. But right now, Carl Renesetter doing a nice job getting by Al Drew's. Lucas Oil sponsored Ford right there for Carl, doing a great job.
That brings up a question. You know, we talk sports like horse racing, they have mudders. Do we have mudders in off-road racing?
Well, yeah, you do actually have some drivers that do better in the mud than others. You also have vehicles that do better in the mud. Kent Brasho is driving an old Walker Evans truck that I know, notoriously, Walker and I never did great in the mud. So right now, him being in the lead is a pretty good thing. Now we're watching Al Drew's. That truck right there, really heavy, normally probably does really well in the mud. Jerry Doherty trying to track him down, but this comes down to tire groove.
I was going to ask about tires. What do you do to the tires on the mud?
Everybody puts different grooves in them. You know, BFG, Goodyear, Toyo, whatever you're running on, Hankook tires. Everybody has their own little way that they groove a tire differently. These two guys right here battling it out for that third spot. Oh, there we go. Battle for the lead with the Lucas Oil trucks.
These guys are muscling each other. Now in the hot pit to give us a different perspective, let's send it down to Ted Brunson.
Right now in the lead, Kent Brasho. We talked to him earlier today, and he said he might be a little disadvantaged because of the weight of his truck. Not looking too bad right now as he's holding off Carl Renesetter.
Renesetter's all over the place.
I don't know about holding him off there. Right there, Carl just getting a little loose. A lot of times when you see a four-wheel drive spin like that, it means they've lost four-wheel drive. So we're going to have to see if Carl, Carl's sticking his nose in there. Man, I'll tell you what, it's a Lucas Oil Ford and Lucas Oil Chevy, but man, they are beating and banging.
I don't think this is a non-contact sport.
Woo!
This is all about muscle right now. And so far, you got to give Brasho some props because he's hanging in there, as you said, at a little bit of a disadvantage.
Absolutely, doing a great job right now. And Carl, on the inside, great move.
Well, let's see what they're thinking. We're going to tap in to the team communications with Carl Renesetter's team and his spotter.
Beautiful, you got the inside.
Yeah, just beautiful move right there. I mean, that's what his spotter's saying. You saw a puff of smoke out of Kent Brasho's Lucas Oil Chevy, so I don't know if that's something wrong there, but Carl Renesetter taking the lead at the right time. White flag.
Absolutely the right time. Final lap as you get a look at Carl Renesetter continuing to set the pace with that Lucas Oil ride, just really getting it done. Skyjacker, obviously, you see on the side. Sponsors still critical of these guys to keep them up front.